and welcome to my channel. I haven't met you yet. My name is Leah and this is my very first video. So I am so excited to just jump straight on into this. Before we get started, if you hear some noise in the background, that is my son playing in his playpen right now. So you might hear some little squeaks in the background. He's fine, he's just having a good time in there. So as I tried to think about how I wanted to kind of start my channel, what I wanted to do, what my first video was going to be, I figured what better video to start us off with than a TBR video for the month of October. So it's October 1st, let's talk about my TBR for this month. I have 9 books that I hope to get to this month. Do I actually expect to get through 9 books? No. There have been a couple of times this year where I have gone absolutely feral and read like 10 plus books in a month. So is it possible? Yeah, it's so possible. It's so possible for me to do that. But do I plan on it? Actually, no. I think I'll probably get through maybe 5 or 6. That being said, I did split this TBR up into 3 separate categories. So we have my high priority TBR, like these are books that I would really love to get to this month. And then we have my October hopefuls. Those are a couple of books that I would love to get to this month if I can, but if not, I don't super mind. Last but not least, we have a couple of books that are just somehow, if I manage to get through everything else, here are the other options that I would like to read. So that is the plan for this month. Let's not waste any time and let's just go ahead and jump straight into my October TBR. So the very first book, and this is the book, okay? If I don't get through anything else this month, this is the one book I would like to read and I would be happy. That book is Immortal Consequences by Ivy Marie. This is the Fairy Loot edition, so it is literally so gorgeous and I'm so excited to read it. I could not tell you 100% what the premise is of this book. I know it has 6 characters, which I love a book that has a large cast of characters because I like having options. I do believe it takes place at a school, and I think it has something to do with ghosts. So this is like number 1. All right, we're taking him out of his playpen. He is no longer content in there. So this is my number 1 top priority read for the month. Once again, if you hear noises, it's because he's making his way over here. Hello. He just started crawling, so he is loving moving around. I would film this during his nap time, but unfortunately our house is very thin and the walls are super thin, so if I talk, he wakes up. So I have to do it while he's awake, so you guys get to just hear him going crazy in the background. Anyway, this is book number 1. The next book we are going to be trying to pick up is Cruel is the Light. This book is about demon hunters. I don't know if I'm going to like this book or if I'm going to be like whatever about it, but it looks really cool. I like the sides a lot. So I'm hoping that it's going to be okay, and I figured what better month to read it than October. The third book that is on my priority TBR for this month was kind of an impulse buy recently. But now that I have it, I'm really excited to read it, and it is Calabasas by R.F. Kuang. I know everyone pronounces it differently. I pronounce it Calabasas, so that's what we're going with. But once again, we've got sprayed edges. Apparently this is the month of sprayed edges, because so far all of my books have had them. But this is another kind of dark academia school setting where a girl is she's at Cambridge, learning magic, and her professor dies, so she decides to go into the depths of hell to try to save him. And her academic rival has the same idea, so they're kind of trying to conquer hell together. And then the fourth book that we have that is a priority TBR for this month, I don't actually own because it has not come out yet. It comes out next week, and that is Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. This is her debut into adult fantasy, so I'm excited to pick it up. I actually wasn't initially going to, but then I recently watched Haley Pham's video where she had an early copy of it and she got to read it, and she just talked about how like whimsical it was, and that was really good. So I am excited. But yeah, I'm excited to try it out and see what we think. So when that comes out, I will be buying it And spoiler alert, the next video is going to be a book shopping vlog, so that'll be super fun. So those are the 4 books that are on my priority TBR for this month. And then I have 2 more books that are hopefuls that I would love to get to if I can, but if I don't get to them, it's not a big deal. The first option that we have is Dating and Dragons by Christy Boyce. This is a YA romance about D&D. I just read the first one, which is Dungeons and Drama, and it was so cute and I loved it so much. So I figured this would be a fun little palette cleanser from all of the big fantasy books that I have on my TBR for next month. And even though this is not technically fall specific, it's D&D, which is fantasy, which feels like fall. And I also believe it's supposed to take place at the beginning of the school year. So like school starts in September, late August, early September for most people, so it's gonna have fall vibes, I'm sure, at some point. The next book on the TBR, on the hopeful TBR, is a book that I've gone so back and forth about, and what honestly ended up getting me to buy it was that it was available for Barnes & Noble's 50% off hardcover sale, and that is The Stars Are Dying by C.C. Peñaranda. I believe that's Chloe C. Peñaranda. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I didn't honestly read the premise until after I bought it, and this honestly just feels like it's Serpent in the Wings of Night. She's a human who I believe has to enter into a deadly competition, and there's vampires. But I've heard good things about it. I actually haven't heard many people talk about it, so we're gonna just see how it goes. I am a little bit nervous because I do believe that this is going to have smut in it, and I don't typically like reading smutty books, so I will just have to skip whatever scenes, but we'll see whether or not this is a book that I just read the first one and then date it, or if I'm going to read the whole series. So those are the 6 books that I would really, really like to get to this month if I can. The other 3 books are if I just happen to have time. So the next 2 books actually go together because it is books 8 and 9 of the Ranger's Apprentice series. So we've got Kings of Clonmel, this is book 8, this is by John Flanagan, and then Halt's Peril, which is book 9. So Ranger's Apprentice is my husband's, like, one of his all-time favorite series / universes, and he has been dying for me to read these books, so I'm currently on book 8. I need to read book 8. And I promised him that I would finish this book series by the end of the year. And so technically there are 12 books left. I'm only going to read through book 11 because book 12 is also the start of a sequel series. So I'm going to read book 12 when I'm finally ready to read the sequel series. But to do that, I have 4 books left. So I'm going to read 2 this month, hopefully, and then I'll read the other 2 in November and or December and finally get the series done with. So 2 more books that I am hopeful to read. And then last but not least, the last book that I have planned for this month is going to be The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. I have actually already started this book back in September, but I was having a hard time getting through the physical copy. I don't know, I think I was just tired. We had just moved into the house, so I was just having a hard time getting through it. But I really want to give this whole book a shot because I want to jump into reading more adult fantasy and not doing so much YA. And I feel like this would be a good epic fantasy story to get started with. I actually have the audiobook on Libby that I'm going to be listening to throughout this month. Just whenever I have random times. And then my plan is once I get to a point through the audiobook where I'm getting really invested in the story, I'll stop listening to the audiobook and I will jump back into the actual physical copy. So as long as I get this book done by the end of the year, I will be happy. That's why it's like low priority. I'm gonna kind of just take my time reading it through the next 3 months. But yeah, I'm still excited to read this one and I'm really hoping that I do end up liking it because first of all, this cover is so cool. And I want to read more adult fantasy. So that being said, these are the 9 books, which I only have 8 of them physically, so I still have to get the 9th one. But these are the 9 books that I am hoping to read through the month of October. I am super excited for this TBR. Usually I'm just kind of a mood reader and I will just pick up whatever I'm feeling. This is the first time that I've actually selected a cast of books to read in a specific month. And because I tried to theme them to be more so fall vibes, not entirely, but it's predominantly a lot of fantasy. Not that it's really different from what I'm normally reading. I'm a big fantasy reader, if you can't tell from the books on my bookshelf. But yeah, I am excited to pick up these 9 books. I feel like this is gonna be such a good time. And I just can't wait. I can't wait for the whimsy and the excitement of fall. So thank you guys so much for joining in this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and maybe even a subscribe if you are interested. I would love to know your thoughts either about my TBR or what your October TBRs are. So please feel free to comment down in the comments below and let's just chat. Let's have a good time. So thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.